Starting inside their own 20. Feeling confident offensively. Underneath pass. This is Bernard. Plenty of daylight. Bernard still going. And he will score.
Welcome to the reaction fight. The Bengals got their first victory of the year, 31-7 over the Browns. But still, John, you're not feeling so happy-go-lucky, right?
Was anyone expecting anything different to happen? Every year the Bengals beat the Browns, because every year the Browns are bad. That's the one constant in the relationship. The Bengals are still bad. They still can't run the ball. They still can't throw the ball more than 15 yards down the field. But the Browns are committed to being worse than everyone else. And that's a more definitive takeaway than saying the Bengals are suddenly good again, which they aren't.
Yeah, actually my reaction was I kind of feel bad for the Browns. They had dropped passes, they couldn't take advantage of our fumbles, they shut down our running game, and they still got blown out. Speaking of the running game, Coach Alberto says Jeremy Hill has to stop getting preferential treatment.
Mi reacción al partido es que no hay nada más Marvin Lewis en el mundo que después de que Jeremy Hill casi pierda un balón en la red zone de los Browns. Siguen el partido y le siguen dando bolas y ya van unos cuantos años en los que se siguen dando oportunidades a un jugador que no las merece, sobre todo cuando tienes talento en Mixon y en Bernard. Y sin embargo, John Ross pierde un fumble contra Texans y no volvemos a saber nada de él. Por tanto, es una victoria que había que conseguir si queremos seguir peleando por los playoffs, pero seguimos siendo los mismos Bengals de siempre, nuestros queridos Bengals de siempre.
Now, Jordan, you were a little more upbeat about the whole game, right?
So my reaction is playoff bound.
I'll never let go. I promise.
Now, I don't want to get too optimistic over beating a god-awful 0-3 Browns team, but it is a start. I don't know what it is, but ever since, before that Packers game, I had a feeling that we could, eventually put stuff together, because we have an elite defense, and it showed today with the Browns. And whenever you have an elite defense, you have the ability to go on these streaks during a schedule, and I believe that that is possible now. And every single aspect of our offense has improved. I mean, the offensive line I thought did great today, even though it wasn't against, a highly talented Browns defensive line. The running back system is working well. Andy's starting to become not as scared in the pocket, and I think that, our wide receivers have always been one of our biggest threats, and we're starting to use guys more. For instance, Tyler Kroft today, he was able to get in the motions, and this is without a John Ross. So I see nothing but improving from our young, dynamic offense. Now we have to win 4 out of the next 5 games, and looking at our schedule, I think it's very, very possible. So in conclusion, 13-3 starts today.
I just love the optimism, Jordan. Now, that brings me to Dr. Hoji.
Daddy, I want to make this really fast. My reaction is vigilance.
Where is my daughter?
And what I mean by vigilance is 2 things. First, vigilance in terms of I'm becoming a fan of Nick Vigil. This guy did really great. And his performance, and I feel like the performance of the defense, nay, the performance of the team as a whole is better when Vontaze Burfict is there. He brings energy to the team. He makes it powerful. The defense looked good in the previous weeks, but now that Vontaze is back, wow, the energy levels are up. Everyone's playing better, okay? And including the younger guys like Nick Vigil, who I think is affected by the energy that Vontaze brings to the field. So that's the first part of vigilance. But the second part of vigilance, okay, is that I don't want people, especially the Daltoners out there, the fanboys, to get too excited about Dalton's performance today, which really wasn't all that great. Yes, the numbers looked great, but dinkety-dunk passes where he got lucky. He's playing against a weak team, okay? It is not hard to beat up an old man. And that's kind of the way Dalton was playing. Dinkity-dunk passes a lot to the tight end, throwing to the running backs, and they made the plays. But in the long run, Daddy, that is not going to work. You need a quarterback who can take you to the tough spots, not a quarterback that looks good against the Browns.
Well, the whole team looked good against the Browns, and they looked better against Green Bay. Look, it's not exactly rocket science. We're a young team, a lot of new pieces, but we're growing up fast. And speaking of rocket science, I want to go to Professor Von Puppet because he wants to say something.
Good morning, class. I am Professor Hans von Puppet. I would like to welcome you to my lecture on rocket science. Thank you for writing your questions to me. Let's read just a few of them. Where are they? Here we go. Okay. How far can Andy take the Cincinnati Bengals? When should the Bengals sit Andy and play AJ? Is the offensive line really that offensive? Should Mixon start at running back? Well, I don't know the answer to any of these questions. I'm a rocket scientist, but I know who does. Daddy-O and Haji. But they need your help. They need your donations to make them puppets for some reason. Please help and make a small donation. Imagine puppets of Daddy-O and Haji interviewing your favorite Bengals. Donate today. Class dismissed.
Yes, I mean, a small contribution, please, so we can get these done. And, if you can't, or if you already made contribution, then you can just please share on Facebook, tell your friends. That's it. That's all we have for the Reaction 5. We'll catch you next time, sweetie guys.